Rockeyez would like to welcome Hector from Vestibule. Hey, man, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on? How you doing?
Good, good, good. Let's start first about a band I heard about. I'm not positive that you were part of. It's called Sons of Liberty.
Yeah, wow, Sons of Liberty. That's an old band. So that was my first band, actually. That was, I think I started that when I was 17.
Cool.
It's going to be 8 years ago now. Almost.
Wow. I listened to some of the tracks. They're not bad at all.
Yeah, you like them?
Yeah, I thought they were pretty good.
That's pretty cool, man. I'm glad. Yeah, those are, the first few songs I wrote back then. I was really into reggae for a while. I mean, Sublime was, probably still is one of my most favorite bands ever,
Right. And why did you decide to, I guess, break up that band or whatever and, start, Vestibule?
Well, I never really wanted to break the band up. It just happened. We had all sorts of different things going on. Everybody was young. There was like girlfriend problems with a couple of the guys, and I guess it was just like life got in the way, and then it was never an official breakup. We just stopped practicing and we stopped playing shows.
Right.
And one day we were just like, so I guess we broke up, and we're like, yeah, I guess so. So,
I guess that's how things happened.
Yeah, seriously. But I always wanted to do it. Ever since back then, I started playing when I was 14. I was playing out at like coffee houses, and I was trying to write songs back when I was that young, or like 14, 15. And so I've always wanted to be in a band, like ever since then. And so, Sons of Liberty was the first one that actually was kind of organized, and we did play a decent amount of shows and stuff like that. But then since then, it took forever to get Vestibule going, because that was, what was that? Like I said, I was like 17, 18, and then Vestibule didn't start till I was 22,
right?
I guess.
Wow.
And I had gone through a bunch of different bands, that never really took off, because it's hard finding people that actually want to do it, instead of just, messing around and jamming out on the weekends and getting drunk and not really writing songs and stuff like that. Most people don't want to take it seriously.
Right. Now, in 2011, Vestibule put out Through the Surface. You gave it as a free download. Was there a purpose for that, or was it available on CD, or what's up with that?
Yeah, when we first released it, we had it just on CD.
Uh-huh.
And, we sold those copies slowly. I think it was the original amount was 200 copies, and it took a while.
Right.
It took a while to get them all out there. But also, we were giving out copies too. It's not like we sold all 200.
Right.
Because there was like friends and family that wanted them, and we didn't really want to sell them to them. People wanted to give us the money too. It was something like that.
Right. So.
But as far as giving it out for free, when we put it online on Bandcamp.
Right.
At first it was like I think I had set the price for like $8 for the album, and then I think $1 per track, and there's 11 tracks. So I was trying to give people incentive to buy the full album, because we just want everyone to hear the full album. And then I was looking around and just reading up on things, and it seemed like a good idea to just give it out for free, because music is basically free now anyway. Anybody could get anything for free online.
Right.
And there's an infinite amount of product,
Right.
It's not like we're paying anything for it. It's just being copied and downloaded. So, why charge anyone for that when, they could buy hard copies? We have to sell the hard copies because, we're paying for those to get made, and we're paying for the artwork and everything. So that's different. Where we're definitely selling the hard copies. But as far as downloading it online, take it.
Cool. Cool. Now, everything was self-produced and, self-released?
Yeah. And that's why it took a while. We started in 2008 with 3 songs. And by a year later, a year and a few months later, we already had a bunch of the songs that were eventually put on the album. So then it took a while to actually find a studio that we wanted to work in, and some people just were probably just from what I see now, we were going to be way overcharged,
Right.
And luckily, we didn't do that. We didn't go in that direction. We just kept looking for, a decent deal where we weren't going to sacrifice quality for price. And we ended up coming across Joey DeMeo at Shorefire Studios.
Right.
And he's a real genuinely good guy, and he loves what he does, And I guess he took a liking to us because he actually gave us a pretty good discount on hourly rates. And we're like, hey man, the studio is awesome. I mean, it's a great studio. He has a lot of vintage equipment, so that's what gave it that kind of nostalgic kind of sound.
Right.
We did it analog.
Cool.
And we used Pro Tools too.
Right.
But it's on a Helios console that we mixed everything down, and that's like old school.
Cool. Now, probably my favorite track is Clouds Reflected. Can you tell me anything about that song?
Yeah. Well, it's actually one of my most favorite tracks too. It was a group thing. It was a group effort. We were jamming on just the tune without any lyrics for a while, and we just loved to be like, oh, let's play that song in 3. Let's play that song. We didn't have any name for it yet, and the riff itself, the intro riff, it came out of nowhere because we were jamming on it once, and finally we decided to try to organize it a little bit. And Greg, actually, the drummer, he had thought of wanting to do kind of like an arpeggiated thing, and he's like, why don't you try this, why don't you try that, and we just put some distortion on it, and eventually came out with that,
Right, cool.
And so, the song evolved slowly, and Greg ended up writing the lyrics for it. We just altered them, a tiny bit. Me and him work on songs together most of the time.
Cool. Now, how hard is it to really make an impact in New Jersey?
It's pretty hard, actually.
I know.
Oh man, it's tough because everyone's so jaded. I feel like I don't know what it is. I think maybe it's just there's so many people in one small area.
Right.
And there's tons of bands trying to make it. So the audience, it's harder to get their attention because there's an overabundance of new bands coming out. And I go out in the Asbury scene to go see who's out there and who's new and stuff. I love supporting local music, and there's a lot of talent out there. There's a lot of awesome groups playing out there, whether it's like rock or jazz, or even like other punk groups. And I'm like, damn man, these guys just need a chance to get out there and really organize themselves better. And I really feel like there's a lot of talent in Jersey. So so the competition's rough,
Right. Now, how do you get the people in the club? Because I go to places, there's 10 people.
Yeah, it's just promote. Just tell people on Facebook, and I personally like to call my friends up, just like one call at a time, be like, hey, you gonna go to the show? You gonna go to the show? You gonna go to the show? Sorry to bother you, man. You gonna go to the show?
Right. Cool. Now, are you working on new material now? Because this release was 2011, and we're headed for 2013.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The release it was 2011. It was basically 2012. It was 3 days or 4 days before.
Right.
So it's been a year since the release. I'm not expecting to even start recording anything until maybe 6 months from now, something like that. And
right
now we're working on trying to get someone to, what's it called? I guess getting signed,
Right.
Someone to front the cash for the next album. And I mean, that's going pretty well. There's some people that are interested, that do want to invest in the band, and as soon as that happens, man, I mean, we do have a bunch of songs. We've been working on a lot of stuff, and even old stuff that we decided not to record, we're revamping.
Right.
And I mean, we're pretty excited about this next album coming out, because there's a lot of good raw material that needs to be refined, and fine tuned. And so, I mean, that's another thing we got to do. We got to find a producer.
Right.
Because we didn't really have a producer for the first album. It was all us, and Joey was the engineer, and he helped out with the production process. But as far as like really producing it,
right,
it was, he walked us through the process, and it wasn't very structured,
Right.
So and we also had Steve Jankowski. He's a great guy too. Awesome trumpet player. He played in Chicago and Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
Cool.
Really talented dude, producing wise and everything. And he helped us out with 3 of our songs.
Wow.
Like actually, like taking a song and breaking it down and editing a few parts and that. So then I got to see right there what the production process should be like. So now I want to do that with the next album, all the way through.
Cool. Now, you hooked up with New Ocean Media, you Shauna and Doug Weber. How'd that happen?
Well, it's a pretty, it's a funny story, actually. A good friend of mine was dating Doug's daughter, and he had told me about them, about New Ocean Media, and was like, yeah, give me a CD, I'll give it to Doug. And Doug heard the CD and was like, hey, I like these guys, but I got to see how serious they are,
Right.
Because they're not going to put their name out there, if we're not really in it, if we're just,
right.
So also, I mean, they were busy with other bands and stuff, and they really couldn't get us in there. So I kept going. I kept looking around for different outlets and different people I could talk to. And I think it was through Slam Scene Magazine. We did a thing where they released download cards. We paid to get them done, and it was kind of like it advertises their magazine and our band at the same time.
Right.
And they passed that around through Warped Tour. And I guess somehow Go DIY Records over there got a hold of one of our songs through that, and they got a hold of me on Facebook, and were like, hey, we like you guys, want to work with you. And they hooked me up with Luke Danilin from Ghost Rocket Management over there.
Uh-huh. And
then he referred us back to New Ocean Media. So I told him the whole thing, what I just told you, So my buddy tried to get us in there, and it wouldn't happen. He's like, oh, dude, I'll call him up, and, I'll talk to him for you. And boom, right then and there, second he got on the phone with them, and, we had a 3-way combo, and it was just like that easy. And I'm like, all right, cool, you're in.
Cool.
So, I don't know, it was just a funny story.
So what does the future look for this band?
A lot of hard work.
Oh, yeah.
We're really in it for the long haul. We're trying. I mean, for a while we weren't trying to get signed. We thought we'd be able to do it without a label. it's looking more like now we are going to go that route. Just because it's tough to get all that money out there, quickly. I mean, we did it the first time, but it took a little too long, you know.
Right.
So now it's like we just need somebody that could back us, so we could get the next album out, and so we could get a tour going and everything. It's just a step-by-step process.
Cool.
You know. So future, short-term wise, we're going to go on tour. 2013, definitely. That's all in the works. Hopefully, we'll have a next album out, you know, by 2014, maybe. Mid 2014, something like that.
Cool. Well, I definitely thank you for making the impact in New Jersey. We really need it here.
Awesome, man.
Would you like to say
Thank
anything?
you.
Would you like to say anything to your fans out there?
Just keep an ear out. You know, we're going to be on college radio soon, and you could download the album for free at belmarvestibule.bandcamp.com.
Cool. Thanks very much, man.
Thank you very much, man.
Bye-bye.